Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Virgo, we're just pulling out cards today. We're just letting the universe have an open platform with you, see what they want to say about Virgo's life. What is going on with Virgo? It should go without saying, but it still seems to need to be said, even after I've said it a few times. This reading may not resonate with everything and everyone. Whatever don't resonate, put it in the curb. First put it in the garbage can, then put it in the curb, okay? And then just leave it alone. Just forget about it. Some very kind people are going to come by and pick that up and throw it away for you. All right. Virgo. Virgo. Ooh. What? That's the Nine of Wands. That's the card that Leo pulled out in the same spot. Oh, I just heard put it back. All right, I'll put it back. Why not? So, okay, just maybe that's just an indication of something that you've been dealing with for a long time. You're seeing, yeah, okay. It's almost, yeah, that's interesting. It's like that card came out just to say something that you've been dealing with for a very long time that has been very hard and difficult. You're seeing, you're witnessed in this. Okay, great. Great. Like, oh, thanks, Spirit. So glad you can see me suffering here. All right. Virgo. Oh, wait till you see how this came through. Oh my God. Oh, you're seen. Oh boy. It's funny that came out. What a coinky dink that is. Okay. Okay. Remember this card? Remember this, how this came out? Okay. I haven't done this for anyone else this week, but I'm going to take a picture of this and I'm going to put it on the screen for you right now. Okay? I want you to see, because while I talk about this, I want you to see it. Okay? See the tree of life there. So that's kind of, to me, this is our journey, our soul's journey, throughout lifetimes, different branches. Here's symbol. There's all sorts of people that are really good with the Kabbalah and all that stuff. I'm not at all. When I have more time in my life, I would love to study that, and I will at some point. But anyways, so just in my really simplified terms, this is like each branch to me that we're looking at here symbolizes like lifetimes of soul journey, soul lessons, struggles, goals, achievements, all on there. Like, I don't know, you could have thousands of lifetimes on one of these branches, maybe hundreds, I have no idea. But anyway, so this tree of life here, you've been on a branch, a tough one for a little bit here. Do you see where you're going? Do you see where this is going? This is like when that card came out and it said, I said, I feel like the universe is just saying, we witnessed this, because there's something coming in, honey. And I'll tell you, it's really nice. This is like blessings, like you're being blessed. You're going into with judgment. Your soul has been released. I'm hearing, I'm probably taking it off the screen by now. With these two cards, this particularly the judgment card, it's really feeling like, to me, like Anubis, the Egyptian god, who would measure your heart against the feather to make sure that it was light enough to pass through the portal. The right? To the other side. Now, the other side, like sometimes things are very simplified. I kind of think like, I think heaven is a final destination, and I think heaven is represented by where all things reside or initially came. And, you know, even science has its own way of sort of describing the Big Bang, and that is the point where all things were one, and then it just expanded, right? And you can almost like that's consciousness in itself. Yeah, so I just got wrapped up for a little bit there because one of the things that one of the things that scientists have discovered too is that I think it's the black matter, the dark matter, that because of its existence, everything continues to push apart. Like at what point they can't even fathom that it will come together again, which is kind of weird. But science doesn't have all the answers. Far from it. So they did say that at one point, like if Earth still existed before our sun supernovaed and someone was here on Earth, like in a few million years, there would be no stars in the sky because everything is just spreading apart, continuing to spread apart. But anyways, I don't okay. But we will all go back to source at some point, right? And that's the journey and that's the struggle. And it is being separated from source, all of us, right? We're all connected. And I just kind of like to look at it in my simple terms as, you know, starting out on maybe this isn't Earth, probably around here somewhere, and then going further up, you know, into higher frequencies and vibrations to eventually get to heaven. A lot of people like to say, oh, you live once, you die, it's all over. And off you go. You just go right to heaven. I don't think it's that simple. I think existence is so much more complex, and why the rush? Like it's infinite. So why are we rushing? You're going to a new branch, all right? But it's almost like this point in time here. And I feel like that's the portal. To me, it feels like that's the portal. And things from the past that have been washed away, and maybe they've been washed away for a while for you. Like maybe you've been standing at this gate. Like when the frick am I going through the gate? Anubis? And I don't know. I'm wondering if you need to go through the gate with someone. If there's a soul tie there. Because look at this. This underline. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands, and the Lovers. So the Lovers to me is our divine journey and our divine choices. And this is a divine path. So right now you're on a fated course. I feel like you've been on a fated course for a bit, but it even feels like this fated course may have felt a little stalled out. This feels stalled. This feels like just waiting a really long time. Waiting and waiting and waiting a really long time for the frickin' ship to come in to take you to the portal, right? And this is part of divine blessings for you. It's also, I want to say, the star is even symbolizing, it's like maybe, you know, if you think there's paperwork that goes along with spirituality in the heavens, and Anubis standing at the gate and the star's like, yeah, I signed it off. They're good to go. Anubis, just double check the weight of the heart. Oh yeah, okay, you're good to go. You can go through the portal. So you're going through the portal, Virgo. You're going through the portal. Whatever you've been waiting for, you wait no longer. And you have the Chariot here as well. This is the first card that came out. You wait no longer. Oh. What is going on here? Oh my God. I don't understand how the Four of Coins comes in yet, but this is crazy. I mean, it's literally Anubis standing here weighing the scales and handing you your token. Like, handing you your token to go through the portal. The portal. The portal's over here. Why the Four of Coins? It's weird. It's almost like you have to show What do you take with you? Well, not much. It's the Four of Pentacles. All right, that's good. You can take that. Not much, just the Four of Pentacles. I mean, that's part of the reason that your heart is weighed against the feather, right? Is because, well, you're not taking any baggage with you. So what are you taking? Just these 4 things. Okay, that's all right. You can add that. Isn't it interesting? It's almost like getting on a plane. You put your luggage there to get it weighed. So it's like you and the luggage get weighed. What are you taking with you through the portal? Just this. But right, so it's coming out like it's okay, because there's the token to indicate the balance. All right, so this is so freaky interesting, because this is, okay, you've been waiting a long time for the ship to come in. The ship has come in. Like, just look at this, right? There's the ship coming in, and this is spirit taking us to better places. And look, it's like waiting for the ship to come in. Has the ship been in for a while, but I don't understand why you've been waiting. And this is the part here that feels like, well, this changes everything. Something changes here. It's the Eight of Wands and the Lovers. There is a really strong feeling here of like, if you're on, it's not that I don't hate the concept. I hate what's been done with it. All that twin flame shit and that. I like to call it 2 peas from the same pod. Okay, 2 peas from the same pod. The yin to your yang, and whether even if that is, no, it's particles. Soul particles. So here's my thing. Okay, so let's go back to I was talking about, we get all dispersed. Okay, so here is how I visualize it. This is a little thing that comes into my head, right? If we all came from one source, and then big bang, source explodes out. God consciousness spreads out across the universe, the cosmos. It's the journey back is finding almost like the basic parts of ourselves and reuniting those 2 pieces. And it's like, I want to say it's like those 2 pieces become reunited. Right? Follow me here. And so it could be 2 individuals. It could be like, and you could live different lifetimes as different animals, different creatures. Your soul is not just programmed to be human. It's all part of what your ascension and your evolution and your changes and your growth and your assimilation. It's like these 2 souls are separate in physical body, and they hit a lifetime where they meet, they come together, everything is everything is balanced. Like, it's like there's the token of balance, this Libra symbol. The balance is achieved there. When these 2 souls come together and they go through the portal, so it doesn't mean that you're going to like exit this lifetime. I feel like you're maintaining some type of balance. Like, let's say the 2 peas from the same pod. Picture a pod with many peas, right? And 2 of these peas have come together, and then they form one larger pea. So in the next lifetime, it's like these 2 consciousnesses are one now. They're one in one body that becomes one. That's how all these particles slowly come together again. So as you expand your consciousness, and we all do, and these elements start coming back together again, it's almost like there's fewer and fewer and fewer of us, but I mean, we're talking trillions of this energy. It's not even, you can't even count it. So do you understand? I feel like I need a piece of paper to draw it out. Like, that would work better. Like, the artist in me is seeing this more than I can articulate it. So, right, those two peas come together from that pod. And then in the same pod, there could be 2 other peas that come together that achieve something. And then in the next lifetime, the goal will be those 2 peas for those two P's that assimilated with other P's to come together and to make another P. Do you understand how all these fragments start to come together? That's what this is. That's how I see it myself, is how that energy reassimilates and how we all eventually go back into one big source. Maybe that's how it explains that even though dark matter is there, it will not infinitely expand beyond. It will still come together. You can't trick source. So maybe the dark matter is trying to trick source and constantly spread it. Anyways, I know some of you don't like that shit. I can't help it. It's where my mind goes. It's what it does. So sit on it. Think about it, because that's what's happening here. I feel like these two P's from the same pod are coming together, because this is a portal opening. Someone's been sitting at the portal waiting. That's how I would describe it. And you can't go through the portal without the other P. You can't go through the portal without the other P. And look at, see, there's more, and always pee before you go, because you never know when there'll be another bathroom break. Look at the souls all coming up in here. This is happening, I want to say, on a multi-level here. I don't want to call this, it is a little bit collective, but it's your reading. So it's something significant for you. It's happening on a collective level, but it's very significant to you. And the baggage has been weighed. That's good enough. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you got to take something with you. So you can take that. That's good. So there you go. Now, okay, so now that we understand that, so I don't know if this is some sort of achievement that, I don't want to use the twin flames. There are always going to be two P's from the same pod. So your other P, maybe there's something better to say. Your other self, I don't know. Your other limb, your other part, your other half, the other thing. These two halves do come together to make a whole, but each half needs to be whole in itself, because they keep continuing to make new wholes. Not HOLEs. You're going to go through an HOLE when you become WHOL. Okay. The portal. So now we go to the portal. This is the portal. Look at them all flying through the portal. Where are you going? Well, I'll tell you. It's always like, the best way to describe the soul's journey is like, even just like how we go to school. Like the first time you go to school, you can go to preschool and you're there for a couple of years. You know, when you first go in, you don't know shit. Shit. And you may not even know how to shit. But then by the time you're ready to leave, you know how to do that. And you're kind of like on top of everything. But then you go into kindergarten and you're like at the bottom. Again, you're like right at the bottom. And then you work your way up. And it's like, even my son, he's in grade 8 now. And I'm like, well, you should enjoy this, because you're going to be at the bottom of the heap. Again, and it's true. So it's a little bit like what this is. Let me say, because it is learning again. It actually is the very last card. It's the Page of Coins here, the Page of Pentacles over here. This looks like, to me, it's the portal. One of the things, though, this is interesting. This is a repeat that came out in Leo's, was getting rid of anxiety, overthinking, anxious thoughts, fearful thoughts, being woken up in the night and not being able to go back to sleep because your mind is racing. That gets cut out. So there, that one's cut out. But you are on a new journey here. Very practical. It's a very practical, pragmatic, lots to consider, balance here. It's continuing to maintain some sort of physical balance that you achieve when you go through the portal. So when you get to the portal, when you're on the other side, is this on the other side or is this in the portal? I think this is kind of showing me entering the portal, in the portal, on the other side of the portal. And the portal symbolizes, like, right, because we're calling it's judgment. So it's sort of like the second half of your life. It's you've been judged to move forward. You've been your karma has perhaps even balanced and clear for another element of your life, which is a major consideration on your soul's journey. All right, so that's kind of what the portal means. But it's hard to say all of that every time I need to say portal. So there's a very steady, reliable energy that you approach this portal in. You're maintaining the balance, and you're doing that very logically and very sensibly, which sounds good, right? Like, don't make any quick moves. Took me this long to get here. I'm just gonna walk through. I'm gonna walk through the portal, and it just feels like as you enter the portal, it's almost like magic. Like, it just feels like this is somehow washed away. If there was any fears getting into the portal or some sort of new beginning, it's just, that's eliminated. It's washed away. Regardless too of maybe even how difficult that is, because the Five of Swords is, it's showing us Venus and Aquarius, which is the most difficult placement for Venus. And then we get Venus and Aries, which is a wonderful placement, but it is the longest journey for Venus. So the longest journey for Venus replaces the most difficult journey for Venus. But this long journey has a great reward. And the card that comes under it too is the Hierophant, which is faith. This is opening up new elements of faith, brilliance, happiness. It feels like a new earth in a way. Like, it's almost like you experience life very differently from how you have experienced life. And the Five of Wands and the Page of Coins is here. So that to me is now there's new elements added on the other side of this portal, right? You enter the portal very knowing, very balanced, practical, just taking what you need. But now it's time to start applying that in a whole new method. It's almost like when you experience things that you've never experienced before, and a lot of that all at once, it could even, like, you know, bring up sort of internal conflicts. Could even be conflicts between yourself and even others. But it is like to step and tread carefully and learn as you go through here. Oh, that's a lot. That was a lot. What else does Virgo need to know? What else does Virgo need to know? Okay. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. All right, I'll put that there. That has a feeling of kind of a new earth energy. A new beginning. It's a new beginning. That makes sense. I mean, it almost seems like, well, that seems like the logical thing. But actually, interesting, right? There are no aces here. So your first ace is a physical beginning. Something tangible to you. Something that's provable. Something that you can hold it in your hand. Wow, deep perspective. This is really a shedding of energies. It is like going through this portal, this new period. I'm almost seeing like someone in, you know, if you had more of a reptilian type body. And it's like as you walk through, all of the dry skin just kind of blows off. And well, it's also interesting too, because you have these two cards. So you pulled out the Hangman, and they're both like naked, right? And that is how you're supposed to pass through. You don't take anything with you. But that's because even sitting here at the Three of Wands, this person is naked. So that's what I feel like you have stripped something of yourself that's happened a while ago. So it kind of makes me feel like the reason you're going through the portal is not necessarily because there's something that you've succeeded in doing. I feel like you'd already done that. I feel like this is your pea in the same pod to you has succeeded in doing something, because you've been sitting here waiting. And look at this. Talk about waiting. Looking inside of me, looking outside of me, looking inside of me, looking outside of me, looking inside of me, looking outside of me. I do feel like too, you're going into, okay, lifetimes. I don't know about this lifetime, maybe a little bit, I don't know. But this is really coming in for me, like lifetimes to come, that you will have very abundant cycles in the lifetimes to come. A very comfortable lifestyle, very prosperous home life. I feel like whoever is like, all right, so I feel like you and someone's that's significant, like that you are meant to, the two pieces to a puzzle that need to come together to form a new puzzle piece, so that two other puzzle pieces can come together. Like, I hope you guys are sticking with me on that one. You know, two things, it's like two molecules that come together. Like two water molecules are separate molecules, but then they come together and they're one slightly bigger water molecule, right? So now those two are joined. That's what's happening here. And then when you go into another lifetime, that's happening somewhere else with two other souls, two other water molecules, then that combination becomes what your combination is trying to connect with in lifetimes to bring those two together. See how like this consciousness just keeps getting bigger and bigger by these things coming together. I feel like your full joined consciousness with your other pea to another pod of the same pod is going to be living sort of like sibling relationships with this other combo pea pod thing. I know I'm going to get like slammed in the comments from some people, but you know, there's a lot of people that just don't spend enough time in philosophy and mental exploration. So if you're simple, that's not my fault. Anyways, okay, so the Palace of Wands and the Eight of Cups. This is interesting, isn't it? Because this is where all of your thoughts and your ideas and your desires and everything are safe. But there's some sort of emotional disconnect that's existing there. There is an emotional connect that needs to be made. And if we look at the cards, actually, you ain't pulling out any cups here, my friends. So this is all very sort of logical right now, this energy. And even as I'm talking about it, right, it is all, it's not logical, Cindy. Yeah, there's no cups here. There's something missing. There's something missing, my friends. So, oh, look at this. So then we have the Knight of Wands and the Death card. There's some sort of rebirth that's supposed to happen here. In the physical and in the emotional. That's what you need to know. That's going to happen in this lifetime. But this little section here feels like, almost like I'm peeking through some sort of a veil of future lifetimes. I feel like these future lifetimes are going to, because this is going to be a new soulmate connection that you are growing and developing into eventually bring together. There's going to be the initial parts of this are sibling related. It's like it hits that first. It's sibling related, and it might even have to do with family wealth and business and being able to manage that. Like find the bridges that bind there first before more complicated relationships develop. I know y'all probably didn't come here hoping for a reading like that, but this is what you got. So the 5 of coins right now. See, that I feel like is your other pea to the pod here, is coming in through the cold. Mercury and Taurus. I even just think about that, like, right? And Mercury is the messenger of the gods, can go anywhere where others cannot. And is also very fast, and it is thoughts. And Taurus represents I have thoughts of lack. But I feel like something's going, this is the underline, and maybe this is something you've been through. I don't know. Somebody's coming to the portal. Somebody's been waiting at the portal a long time. And somebody who they're waiting for, who they need to go through the portal with, is coming through, I feel like, in this reading. So, if you understood that, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. Watch it a few times and let your mind go. So, I'm going to go do the extended Virgo. In the extended, I'm going to pick up all these cards. I'm going to put them back in the deck and shuffle it all up. I'm going to see what the universe wants to talk to you about openly again. Thank you so much, Virgo. Till next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.